My next guest has got a really important rematch coming up here against Jimmie Rivera at UFC Fight Night. Of course, I'm talking about Pedro Munhoz back here on the program. Pedro, how's it going?
Doing good, man. It's a pleasure to be back here with you guys and, just living life the fullest.
Yeah, no, exactly. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on, so I appreciate the time, man. Was this the right amount of time off in between fights from your last one to this one, or were you trying to get in there a little bit sooner?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. My last fight was August, about 4-5 good. After my last fight, I took like a week, 10 days off, and came back training little by little again. And training is something that I'm always doing. I'm always training. If I'm not training for a fight, I'm helping somebody else getting ready for a fight. And yeah, man, I'm always in the gym, try to be active, try to learn, and that's what happens when you enjoy, when you like something that you do professionally. So for me, it's just every day I'm able to do something that I it makes me feel happy.
Now, in terms of Jimmie Rivera as an opponent, was it something that was presented to you, or did you ask the UFC to fight him?
No, they were presented to me. They asked me to fight, and it was a great fight. I'm not the type of fighter that I have to pick and choose who I'm gonna be fighting. And it was great. It was great. I didn't call him out. I was not thinking and fighting him for the fact that we fought before. But I believe that, for the fact it was a really good fight, and then kind of like makes sense, like run that fight back 5 years later. So I'm very excited, man.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome matchup. I got to talk quickly about your last fight, a really, really close fight against Frankie Edgar. I don't know if you know this, Pedro, but 19 media members scored the fight for you. Only 4 scored it for Frankie Edgar. Does that make the loss a little bit better, or does it still suck?
I was aware of that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference. That was the judges that was right there in the day that was calling the fight. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It's not the end of the world. Hopefully one day, and I believe that. I think we Frankie's a tough opponent. He's really good, and for me, it was something that it was a dream come true. Be able to fight a legend, regardless to the results of the fight, regardless to how the fight, displaying in general. It was a really good fight. It was a battle. Frankie is a tough opponent, like we know, and I was very excited fighting him, and I wanted to finish him really bad, but seems like he got the skills and he was able to fight back 25 minutes, and it was a great fight. I'm glad that a lot of people enjoying watching us. It was a war between, 2 great fighters, and something that I think, like with Jimmie, is something that, it could, like later on, the rematch was something that I think a lot of people would be interested in watching, for the fact that the first one was a war. So why not do it again? Especially was like such a close decision, very close fight. And it was also a battle, we were fighting, and it was good. We got to fight up the night, and, we gave the people what they want to see it. And we moved to the next one. Now I'm just focusing fighting Jimmie, and yeah, that's gonna get down.
Where do you feel like Jimmie Rivera has improved since the last time you guys fought? That fight, by the way, November 2015. That was at UFC Fight Night 77. So a bit of a ways ago, but both of you have really, I think, improved since then. Where do you feel like he's improved?
Like I said before, I watch some of the fights. I watch some of the fighters, and on my division, other ones. I watch a lot of my friends' fights, but I don't focus too much what my opponent is good at. I'm always trying to focus on myself. Always try to focus what I like, what I do best, and keeping working their skills to get better and better. I watched some Jimmie fights but not even for this camp, because that's something that my coaches do. And I don't have the habit to study, too much my opponents and things like that, because I do believe that when you focusing too much, what's your opponent do best, I think you kind of like freeze a little bit, and you kind of expect him to doing that, and the flow and the fight, it doesn't get the way that I like to do. So I like to go there and training all the area, the skills that I'm like to do, and definitely always try to getting better and better. And I don't know about him as much, but I know me. When we fought 5 years ago, I didn't have that much resource that I have today. I was at Black House. I was kind of like training on my own. I was like set up in my trainings and things like that. So today I just feel that I train like a professional. Today I feel that I have different resources, next to me, different training partners, a lot of different coaches. So I do believe that, I was able to improve in a lot of areas that, back then watching my fight against him, fight is a fight. Anything can happen in a fight. But watching the fight lately, I see today I'm a better fighter than I used to be 5 years ago.
Training camp, obviously, this fight's at the end of January, but I'm sure you're in the thick of training camp, and we got the holidays coming up. Who are you getting to work with right now? Because I know some guys are probably taking some time off for the holidays.
Oh, I have been working with like 4 or 5 of my coaches, overall. We do have a lot of good training partners here. Not a big name, but we do have like a lot of fighters here. Yeah, the gym is pretty much like more than enough.
Yeah, a lot of options. Yeah, is what you're
A
saying.
lot of options. A lot of options. A lot of people to train here, and we all got COVID once upon a time.
Right. Yes.
So, but now we all COVID free.
There you go. That's good. So who in particular do you work with? Is there anyone you work with a little bit more over there?
Yes, I train with Cattell. I train a lot with Anderson. I training a lot with Gabriel, our boxing coach. So many good jiu-jitsu guys here. I'm always training with them. The ONE FC champion,
Adriano Moraes. I
Our,
talked to him last week. He's got that big fight against Demetrius Johnson.
Adriano is a good friend of mine, good training partner as well. We have some other guys that they're not UFC yet, but it's just a matter of time. There are a lot of good fighters, prospects, and people from Brazil, Russia, United States, some people from Canada as well. So,
what Canadians are you training with over there? I didn't know there was any there.
Yeah, right now we have this guy that I was able to train him a couple times. I don't know his name because we have so many people here in the gym.
Right, it's tough to keep track. Okay. No worries.
And it's hard to it's a lot of people right here, it's a lot of people, especially right now that little by little they are letting people get it in. And yeah, it's a lot of here, but we have people here all over the place, all over the world, and great athletes, great fighters, and and that's what I like about being here in American Top Team. That I never get bored to train with some guy in specific, because we always have like a different bodies. We have a different people coming in and out. And yeah, that's a good stuff. I'm very competitive in the gym. I'm always like to train hard. All my training partners know that, my intention is good, never to hurt them, but I'm a competitive, I like to train. And when I train, I like to put a good work, work. I think that's the kind of mindset that I carries with me. It's something that I do believe that works good with me, the hard training stuff, the smart but hard sparrings and things like that. And, I think it's just a part of what we do. And, and I feel that even though my last fight was not the result that I want, but I was happy with myself, so I was able to put everything in the octagon. So, and then when I did that, it's kind of like took the pressure out of me. Now we have just to deal with something that I cannot control, which was the judge's decision, And yeah, many people saw the fight. There were, a lot of them. There was a good fight. A lot of people thought I won, you know, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And what matters is what shows right there, what shows in the paper and sure dog. But that's okay. That's good. That's good. You know, it's something that definitely doesn't define me. I'm not gonna fall short for that. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep going forward and try to take what it belongs to me. You know,
Hmm.
and now in specific in this moment, on this moment in my career, you know, of course, I think all of us right there, you know, one of our dreams to become the world champion, to become the best fighter ever, and doing that. But even though right now I'm starting, you know, let's say writing my book, but I starting putting some together because I think that I got so blessed through life over the years. You know, I have so many stuff given to me, and now I think that, you know, I'm working myself right now to giving back. You know, giving back for community, giving back for people that wanna some encouragement, some word of encouragement and things like that. And you know, I'm kind of like find this path right now so I can inspire people, you know, so they can become whoever they wanted to be if they have the right mindset, you know, and faith in their inner self, you know. Nothing about religion is just about the faith that, you know, you have with yourself. And I do believe that, you know, we all come to this world right here with a purpose, you know, and the main thing right here in this world is to find, you know, what is our purpose. And I'm trying to find it right now that through sports, through MMA, I think it's time right now so I can just giving back for the community. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's this journey is going to take me, you know. Fight is still my number one passion, my dream, but also, you know, I gotta be able to giving back. I have been blessed in getting many stuff, many, like, you know, victories, everything, you know, everything. And now I'm just trying to get off in the little bit the small box that I used to be, so I can see, you know, what people can I inspire out there, what can I do, what I can give back to this world we live. And that's something that encouraged me as well to get up every day and keep fighting for my dream.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
It's gonna be Conan, you know.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
Silverio.
Thiago Pitbull, and a friend of mine from Brazil that's going from Brazil straight to Dubai.
Last time it went the distance, so we're going to see a finish.
Like I was telling you, right, James, about the mindset, you know, and then I always look at myself in the fight, you know, and I like always to bring I always like to bring the finish, you know, the knockout and the submission. That's something that no matter what, I would never, I think I will be, you know, stopping to move forward and bring the aggression and things like that. You know, I like to put down, you know, I just don't do that for the people. I don't do that because it's a fun fight to watch. It's a very entertainment, but that's also that type of fighter that I am. You know, that's the type of training that I do here in the gym as well. Um, I'm always looking for the knockouts and the submission. You know, everybody knows that I keep working my standing skills, striking, the boxing. You know, I'm jiu-jitsu black belt. Also very danger on the bottom, so very danger on the floor. So I just try to, you know, always bring it up something that could be exciting the fight, and also I can get the finish, you know. And this time is gonna be the same. First time G and I, we were exchanging heavy punches, you know, and this time won't be different, you know. Doesn't matter who I'm fighting, I'm gonna always do what I do best. It's going forward and looking for the knockouts. And if I gotta be able to get a hold of your neck, it's pretty much, you know, it's gonna be the end of the fight.
You've seen the UFC do a lot of cuts lately. I don't know if you're aware, you know, Yoel Romero was released, Anderson Silva. Are you worried at all that if this fight doesn't go your way on January 20th, that you might be a victim of some of the roster cuts? Has that crossed your mind at all?
No, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't. If it was before, I would probably be worried about it. but it doesn't, because what I'm trying to just to focus and, and spending my energy is something that I can control. Anything that I cannot control, it's no, I'm not gonna leave. It's like lose the sleeper over
Mhm.
it. I'm super confident about my skills. I'm super confident about myself as a fighter, as a person, and things like that. And and to be honest with you, I don't even see this fight not going my way. So to start in that one,
Okay.
if it doesn't go, it's something that later on I will, see what's the life is gonna what's the step, what's the next step that I'm gonna take. But it doesn't cross my mind at all, and I don't even thinking about that, not even 1 second. Not because I'm afraid of,
Mhm.
because like I said, my intention is the best. I'm confident, the type of person, the fighter that I am. So I didn't even think about that.
Okay, no worries. No, I like the honesty on that. TJ Dillashaw is going to be back next year. His suspension's going to be over. Do you think they'll give him a title shot, or do you think he'll have to fight someone else?
Don't know because especially right now, like especially right now that things are changing a little bit. Guys are sweet guys going down division or going up division and fighting for the titles and things like that. Definitely TJ. He's a great fighter, and but if UFC gives him the title shot once he comes back, is something that's not gonna surprise me either.
Do you think he should get a title shot? I mean, he never lost his title, but he did get busted for PEDs. So there's some who feel like he should have to take another fight before he gets a title shot again.
Don't know. This is gonna be up to UFC. If I would tell him no, he should not be fighting, I would be judging him and who I am to be judging someone. So it doesn't matter if he got caught with performance enhancing drugs or any other reason. I do believe this is up to UFC. Me as a fighter and a spectator. I like to see good fights, and that's for me. That's what matters. And whatever UFC's wanna to do with him, giving him a title shot or not, I would be curious and watching him fights. He has really good skills, and I like him as a fighter.
We've seen a lot of these YouTube stars get into boxing. We had obviously Jake Paul a couple weeks ago, and now we've got his brother Logan's going to fight Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition fight. Do you pay attention to any of that, or is that just not even on your radar?
Depend. Sometimes that one I watched the next day.
Mhm.
I didn't even watch it. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Even though good friend of mine, my former coach Rafael Cordero was the one that we spoke the next day. The
Mhm.
next day, I got a call from him. Very excited. We talk once in a while. Rafael Cordero, right? So and he was telling me, about the fight and things like that. So that was the only way that I was, knowing what was going on, like on the back scenes of the fight and stuff like that. But I like boxing. I watch boxing. Tomorrow I'm looking forward to watching
Canelo
Canelo.
Alvarez, yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, Canelo is my favorite boxer fighter.
Mhm.
For me, for me the best boxer so far. He's complete. He's a brawler. He's very technical, and that fight right there, that's one of the fights that I like to watch it. I was following last weekend Eric
Errol Spence,
Spencer
yeah.
and Danny Garcia. Some boxing fights I do like to watch it. I like boxing a lot, and I don't know, maybe
Would you
later
would you
on,
ever go into boxing and take a fight if one of these YouTube guys called you out? Would you want to take a boxing fight?
Oh yeah, I love boxing. I love boxing. I would not even think twice.
Okay. Love it. That sounds good, man. Pedro, thanks so much for the time. I know you got a million things to do. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, sure, man. You guys can follow me on Pedro Munhoz, Munhoz MMA on Instagram. It's pretty much that. That's the platform that I use to respond messages. Once I can to fans and stuff like that. And yeah, and I thank you again for the opportunity. It's always really good to talk with you, and I can't wait to see you soon, man.